Hey, it's Sean Callagy with Seeing What You Don't See. We're here daily to share with warriors like yourself, committed to creating breakthroughs in the life of your dreams and crushing fear in the store. I'm here with my good buddy Rob Gill.
Hey, Sean.
We're at an awesome St. Barnabas event that occurred tonight. Thank you, Muriel Klein, President of Clara Moss Hospital, for the invite and for our friendship. So, Rob, what we've been talking about a little bit is how the creation of people seeing their future in you.
Absolutely.
And what that means. And we've built an amazing relationship over the past year. I'm so thankful for all your support. But here's what I want to challenge people to think about. This is part 2, and it's like 3-part series. The part 2 is how often people don't own their own story. And that's what we're talking about. That first you have to own your own story, tell other people. And that's a challenge I've seen for you a little bit. Tell me about that for you. Like, you're an awesome communicator, tremendous student of Dr. Cialdini's work and influence, right? What is that challenge for you? Be real.
I don't necessarily know from a public standpoint. Privately, you know that I can speak from the heart and touch the heart.
Yeah,
but owning stories, you know, on this
See,
platform.
Rob, look, Rob's stammering right now.
Yep.
He's nervous. This is the challenge that we all have to get to. This guy is an incredible influencer and communicator.
Yep.
And there's a piece of him inside right now. It's like, I don't know how far I should go. I don't know what I should say. Is that right? Did you feel that? Right?
Yes.
That's what's there. So, dude, what's that holdback when you think about speaking publicly? Like, were you taught as a child not to? Like, what is it for you? Real quick.
You know, I think it goes back to my old question.
Did you see the shift? Now he's being honest. Did you feel the shift?
I think the old question is, and we learned this at Date with Destiny, is when are they going to find out that I'm not good enough, right? And I, you know, that's something. 48 years old, you know, you gotta work through these progressions.
And you've done well. You've succeeded. You've done very unique things in business. Is that fair?
Absolutely. Yes.
By anybody's standards.
Yes.
Maybe not by billionaire standards, but by normal human American standards.
Yes.
You're the top 1%.
No doubt about it.
Right.
No question
and
about
even
it.
Rob is feeling like he's not good enough. So the key takeaways, short videos.
Yep.
The key takeaway is to think about this. If you don't own yourself, right, you are enough. We're all enough. And every actor, every Super Bowl winner, right, everybody at some point thinks in some space they're not enough. You know, somebody I've been privileged to get to know, and I'm hoping I can even call a friend, it's Siri Lindley. Siri had an amazing conversation, right, and her amazing wife, Rebecca, for both of them, like in the business space, like just encountering that feeling, am I good enough? As I'm doing these videos, I'm thinking about like, hey, I belong on stage in front of 10,000 people because I can deliver this stuff with anybody. There's just part of like, wait, can I? Can I really?
Yeah.
You know, and the people who are there, they think the same thing. So the first stage in having people see their future in you is owning yourself and realizing that we are enough, and everybody thinks that, right? And if you can get through that and realize that we're always enough, right? And when we're enough, we're not perfect. Like, right, so 10-second round.
I just feel like I want to run through a wall every time I see him speak. That's you know he gave me the permission to be myself again when I met him a year and a half ago, and just watching him. And this isn't the first video I've done, but just looking at his enthusiasm right now, and I do see my future in you. There's no question about it. I mean, it's not private stuff that we talk about, but all I need is within me now, and I learned that at DWD. You know what I mean? And just for me, watching him, he's an example of that, and sets the pace and the tone at all times. It's not a promotion, Sean Callagy, rah. It's really more about him being a leader through action and human integrity at the highest level. There's no question about it.
Thank you.
And he makes you want to jump through a wall. He really does.
And
right through that wall, right there. Right
and when you have
shoe.
people, thank you.
Yeah.
And when you have people that see their future
And who saw the grin? I love the grin, by the way, when you last said that.
And when you have people who see their future in you, like, that feels amazing. And so, you know, we've played videos before and talked about the amazing TED Talk about the second dancer, right? So Rob, in this space for me, has been an amazing friend, right? And has created so much energy because of how much you believe in what we're doing.
Yes.
And I also thank people like Jonathan Cohen, who's
Yes.
become a very, dear friend, and Chris Crone, and other folks in Platinum. Nicole, thank you. Nicole's running around all over the place helping out.
Well,
and
sure.
Damon, and Milo, and Mariah, and all the people's names I'm not saying, the Clicksters, and that whole crew. Like.
And by the way, I've seen him go through that process in the last year and a half that I got to know him. The meteoric rise within the world of Tony Robbins, within the Platinum world, within the Lion world, within where you are now. And folks, get ready to watch because there's some things that are about to happen in the next 60 days that didn't even happen yet. But it's all coming to fruition right now based on, your ability to touch people's heart, and you make everybody feel like, they're the most important person. And that's
integrity,
a quality.
but never falsely compliments.
Of course.
Right?
And that's a tremendous quality that just sets you apart from everybody else. There's no question about it.
But you do the same thing. Right? And Rob, you talk about follow-up and follow-through and owning yourself and being enough. Rob communicated with me every single day. I wasn't paying attention. I was ignoring. And I'm like, this dude just keeps coming. And it wasn't like the same thing every day. It was just love and love and love and interest, intensity. And like, that works. Communicate with people. Like, own yourself. This dude went on a journey, And I'm saying this humbly but truthfully, that was a good journey to go on, brother. Because all of a sudden you're on stage next to me and I wanted nothing.
And I had no idea that was going to happen.
You know, so
honestly,
so
I
listen,
just knew that there was something special.
Right, and then as that goes on, so Rob does that, then this happens, then that happens, and all of a sudden I'm in a new space, so Rob's in a new space, and something good happens for Rob, and I'm there. That's what people seeing their future in each other means. And all the people I mentioned before, and my God, I would be ridiculous if I didn't say all the people in Callagy and all the people in my family. Right, like those people were the people that were there building this entire foundational block. People like Bob Perry, right, back in the day, saying, Bob confronted me a long time ago. He saw his future in me. This is an amazing man, right? And Bob said to me, he goes, what are you doing with these people who are around you? Right, like, and that's not to judge people, right? It's not, but he was like, they're not, like, he wasn't seeing, like, that I should be seeing my future in them. He was right.
Yeah,
right?
Russell Brunson, there was a video where he said there wasn't basically like-minded individuals around him.
Absolutely.
And, you know, he tried to, I think at one point, force, you know, someone is, if you try and force someone against their will, they're really of the same opinion still. And he was surrounded by people that really weren't at first connecting with him on that like-minded level. And when he started to really open up to the people that were like him, that's when everything began to elevate at a high level.
So this is part 2. Tomorrow night we're going to be Practice Master. Probably, I'm sure we'll do a video from there as part 3. But the idea is how you getting the challenge for having other people see their future in you all begins as part 1 and 2 from yesterday and today, Introductory Tuesday, is all about how is it that you're going to feel good enough inside about yourself and own yourself and tell your story and open yourself up. And you're going to have some people not like you. Does everybody like you? Rob gets upset when I say that sometimes, right? You do. He got really mad at me. He's like, I'm like, that dude hates you. And he's like, he didn't hate me, you know.
He didn't hate me.
He hated it, right? So
he might have hated my behavior.
Right? But there's some people who hate me for sure. People are going to hate you. When you start telling your story, people do.
Tell me who.
Dude, of course they do.
I'm gonna...
Anytime you start telling your story, you know who hates me?
Tell me.
People who don't think that I'm giving them as much attention as they deserve. And as you get busier and things happen, people get upset.
Well, they got to take a look at that.
No. They don't have to do anything. It's okay. We have to love and understand and accept. The same way, there's people who don't give you all the attention you want, and it doesn't feel great, right?
Yes,
and it happens to me too, right? Like, and it's okay. And some people are not going to like us because of it. That happens with happens with Russell Brunson, Tony Robbins, happens with every president of the United States, every billionaire, right? All these people have these challenges over time in their life. We have to accept that these things are going to happen. And sometimes you have to sit back and go, wow, I should have paid more attention to that person. So for me, for anybody that that's happened with in my life, I'm sorry. Right? I promise I'm doing the best that I think I can, but it probably isn't the best that I can. Right?
Me too, by the way.
So, and
if I've offended anybody, I apologize.
Right, and that's real, and that's not nonsense. That's a part of it, and you have to cross that bridge, right? I look at Tony Robbins when I go to these events, the guy, my heart goes out. Your heart goes out to Tony Robbins. Of course it does. He's sitting there. Every person wants to take a picture with him. Every person wants to be like,
everybody.
Right? Let's like hang out for the entire weekend.
Yep.
This is going out. I watch, or I can't see that well, but I can see peripherally, and I'm there. There's like a mob of people crushing him for a picture. Everyone wants to tell him a story. And he's so gracious, and it's like Bruce Springsteen, right? Or whomever, any movie star that actually cares about people. These are people who care deeply about people. It's a really challenging, complicated dynamic to deal with. But as you rise through your own contributions to the world, these are all things you have to accept and realize. As you realize that anybody who ascended to that level, right? There's nothing that separates them and you in terms of like the DNA makeup of them. They just found ways to own themselves, tell their story, share who they are, give mass.
Once again, just
last 30 seconds.
Tremendous content, non-stop, just waves of the ocean, just keeps coming. And by the way, the more you do, and I see this for you, contribute to people, the more fulfilled you feel, right?
Absolutely.
And at the end of the day, the more people want your attention, and at the end of the day, the more you can't give them all the attention they want because you're still on that mission to help as many people as you can.
Absolutely.
Right? And it becomes a perpetual process.
Absolutely. And that's at the level that we're operating at now. I can't even imagine what that feels like as that accelerates to a different place. But for all of us, if we're going to give at our highest level, like wherever we are, every step up that ladder we take, there are people that are going to feel scared.
Success
like Rob,
leaves clues.
as things have been happening, Rob's gotten scared.
Yes.
Other people in my life have gotten scared.
Yes.
They're like, where are you going? Like, what's happening? My dad, I love my dad to death. My dad's like, hey, like, how's everything going? Like, you know, because people are watching videos, they're seeing things online. They're like, what about me? Wait, hold on, right?
Yeah, from my perspective, just watching you, and like since September, actually since November, and although there was a lot of momentum built that led to that moment, but from November till today, the epic things that have been happening on a daily basis are just incredible, and it just doesn't happen every day.
Right.
And this is rare air right here.
Yeah.
And by the way, he skis down hills blind. I don't know if anyone knows that. Blind with an attitude. BWA.
That's Rob Gilson.
Blind with an attitude, and
So thank you, Rob
and
Gill. I don't know that I endorse that title, but you know that's my rap title according to Rob Gill, right?
And
Back from Hudson County days.
Hudson County, and it's incredible watching him and his son, and the relationship that they have, and his son is helping him, you know, come down the hill by giving him direction, and it's just an unbelievable thing. And you want to talk about raw emotion, it doesn't get any better than that.
No, I appreciate it. And when I go to Whistler in a few weeks, my daughter's going to do the same thing.
Can't wait to see that.
Absolutely. So, thank you.
Yeah.
So as we wrap it up, right, we said a lot. The core of this message is that people need to see their future in you. They need to attach. People want light. They do. Light beats dark every day. But it begins with you owning yourself inside, and we're all going to have those moments. I had them the last couple days. I was in Utah, and I'm like, do I really want to do all this? But it's kind of chill doing this. I could just run the law firm. So do I really want to do all this? And I'm like, and we're getting closed out of here, so I apologize. You know, and I'm like, yeah, I do. So we all have those thoughts. We all experience those challenges and have those moments. We got to reconcile ourselves to them and realize the investment is going to be worth it. So.
And if I can share one thought as we close out, if
Rob and I can talk, so we keep going back.
Yeah, but I want everyone to listen to the words that he says, because his words have meaning, that are dynamic, that are inclusive, that are filled with love, that are filled with positive energy, and they're constantly building. And his language, and there's no, once again, success leaves clues. That language is the key to many of the different attributes of his success. I really believe that. Just listen here. I mean, if I was anybody out there, I'd write down everything that Jesus says right here and just incorporate it into your nervous system. Good things will happen.
Thank you. And
in fact, I'm going to do that.
I do agree with that, by the way, because when I go to seminars for other people, whether it be Tony's work or other people's incredible work, I take notes like a maniac. And there is a tremendous amount to model in this video for sure. There's always a tremendous amount to model in videos of people that are doing real things. So
the best $5,000 every 2-hour world-class speaker in the world right here, folks.
Well, thank you. Listen, enough. Nicole needs to get home. I need to get home. We need to get home. Right? Have an amazing, amazing trajectory Tuesday. We'll hit you on Wednesday with some awesome stuff, and Business Mastery is coming. And we're going to have some sick stuff going on there. Amazing. Right? Thank you. Have a great night.